Elena, you were the first session.
Yes, I was, yeah.
Do you remember anything? I'm going to review a little bit, but I'm just curious what you might remember.
Uh, okay, I was impressed with your Russian. and and I thought it's good tip to learn English, so I learned a short poem in English. Yeah.
Last session, you learned a short poem?
Yeah.
Would you like to say it? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I can say it. And you gave it like homework to remember some speech. So I thought I will learn this short poem. It's like limericks. You know limericks.
Excellent. I love limericks. I have written many limericks.
So if you want, I can read it.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear it.
There was an old man in a tree who was horribly bored by a bee. When they said, "Does it buzz?" he replied, "Yes, it does. It's a regular brute of a bee."
It's a regular brute of a bee?
Yes. No sense, but it's limerick.
Limericks are good because they have a certain rhythm and you have to keep to that rhythm.
Yes, and I tried to repeat for this speaker how he pronounced, and I tried to repeat for him, follow him pronunciation. I don't know how successful I was in that.
If you say the limerick again, I will make notes on words that I can help you with.
Okay, I can do it.
Try it.
There was an old man in a tree who was horribly bored by a bee. When they said, "Does it buzz?" he replied, "Yes, it does. It's a regular brute of a bee."
Excellent.
I know my problem, I know, but I'm curious to hear what you find.
Your rhythm is perfect. You sound just as if you were an American. Da 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 da. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share with you the limericks that I know because they are all naughty. Limericks are famous. That's what limericks I think are most famous for. People write them, very, very. It's a funny way to tell a naughty joke. In the there are clean limericks too, but many are not. So I know you really well. I may tell you some of my limericks.
Okay.
But I want you to think well of me now, so we'll wait a little while on that. Okay, so what do you think you're doing in pronunciation when you say that? You're perfectly understandable. First, I should tell you that. Not understanding at all, but I can hear sounds that I can probably help you with. How would you identify the sounds that you want to work on?
Yeah, I know some sounds with this when they ask, "Does it buzz?" And so for me it's confused, this sound S, C, and the. So yes. I mix it, and for me was also problematic word regular. So I worked with this word, and I'm still here that it's problem in that word.
Okay, let me tell you, you're right. The S and the Z. I want to do this with you now because almost everybody in this class will have that same issue, especially Spanish speakers. That is common, very, very common. Possibly Portuguese speakers. I can't remember in Portuguese if you distinguish between an S and a Z, but you do in Spanish. Let me see. Jonata?
Yeah?
In Portuguese, do you have a Z sound as well as an S sound?
Actually, normally we say the S sound, like when it's in the first letter of a word, we say like a S. When the S is in the middle, we say like a Z. Like my surname, there's a Souza, there's a S in the beginning, S in the end. Only one S in the middle, we say like a Z, like a Souza. So if I put double S is always gonna have the sound of S.
I understand. So
Yeah,
in Portuguese, you do have the Z sound.
we
In,
have the Z sound. Yeah.
in Spanish, you don't have the Z sound. They don't have the Z sound. So
Yeah.
people
Oh,
will
no.
say,
Yeah. In Spanish they don't have. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
You're right. You're right.
And Elena is letting me know that in her language, I also don't have the Z sound. She's Ukrainian. She speaks Ukrainian. So let's work on that. So what is the difference between S and Z? The only difference between those two sounds is whether you're using your voice or not. And typically what we do is we show you your throat and pretend there's a little on off switch here in your throat. Can you see me? Oh yeah, you can see me. Okay. So if I'm saying S, I just go S. But if I turn my voice on, I go S, S, S. Can you hear the difference? All I did was add my voice. That's all. Let's hear you
We
try it.
have in our language Z. We have this, yes. But what confused me, it's in the beginning of the sentence, this when we don't have the, how do you
Okay.
pronounce this? See, I don't know this. And this sound confused me, and then I spoil S and Z. And I know this.
I see.
When
Okay.
they say, does it buzz? Buzz.
Buzz,
So,
buzz, buzz. They
buzz.
say, does it buzz? That's what's good about that limerick. It forces you to practice those two sounds. They say, does it buzz? Say, does it buzz? And it helps.
Can you say all sentence? When
Yeah,
they say, does it buzz?
sure. When they say, does it buzz? Does it buzz? When they say, does it buzz? And in English, you're going to link does and it. So you're going to say, does it? Does it? Does it?
Does it?
Yes, perfect.
Does
Don't know, just did it. Does it?
Does
They
it?
say, does it buzz? Does it buzz?
Does it buzz?
Perfect. Beautiful. And the other thing that you would be great at is the W sound. What? Instead of saying was, do this. Do oo and ooh.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What?
Got it. Perfect. What? What? Sometimes
What?
when you formed a habit of using the letter V instead of W, like what did you say? What did you say?
Yeah.
I'm using the letter V. When you form that habit, we have something called muscle memory, and your muscles just automatically start saying was. I was very happy. I was very happy. So you have to change the habit. So you have to consciously think, I was. Say was each time, exaggerate. You know, the one thing that's fun for me, that one thing that makes language so much fun for me is that I am not afraid to look like an idiot. I will do what is necessary to make the right sound happen, even if it makes me look really silly. And I think I told you last week, I'm trying to learn Italian now, and I'm walking around with my dog saying in Italian, Il cielo sta cadendo, which means in Italian, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. So you're out on the street saying that, and people are looking at you. I don't care. And if I have to make a funny face to make a sound like was, I make a funny face because it doesn't last forever. That's just the way you practice the sound. And the instructors that are working with you, I think Patty's an instructor, right? Patty, you a tutor? Patty?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, I am.
when you're working with the tutor, they can remind you if you say was, they can remind you to say was. And when you say ulana very quickly, you're saying was. And that will help you with that sound. TH is another difficult sound in English. How many people here need help with TH? Like this, that, these, think,
This,
no,
that, this.
this,
This,
that.
this.
Yeah,
This,
perfect. Monica, you're perfect with that.
this, that,
Yep,
this, that.
this, that. The trouble
This,
is,
that.
in many with many classes, I've heard instructors say to put your tongue out between your teeth. I think I mentioned this last time. And people don't want to do that. It makes them feel very self-conscious. They don't want to go around like sticking their tongue out. If you watch Americans speak, though, you don't see people sticking their tongue out. It's just that to learn the sound, you have to teach your muscles what kind of movement is necessary to make the sound. So when you're first doing it, you're sticking your tongue out. To make the sound in a word, woo, we're seeing Denise big on the screen. There we go. To make the sound in a word, you want to take a deep breath and then exhale without moving your mouth. You make a deep breath, take a deep breath, put your teeth, your tongue between your teeth, and then just blow out air like this. Watch, I'll get close so you can see it.
Okay.
Your tongue should be, your top teeth should be on top of your tongue. Can you do that?
This, this, that,
Yes. So you
this,
swallow wrong.
that.
Okay. So then if you add voice, you go,
Mm, mm,
It almost makes the tongue itch because a little bit of air passes over your tongue and it just makes it itch a little bit or vibrate.
mm,
So it's TH without sound for think, thought, through. And then if you add sound, you go this, that, those.
this, that,
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. Sandra's got it. Sandra has got it. Sandra, are you a Spanish speaker or a Portuguese speaker?
Yeah, Spanish speaker, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can hear something in that. Good. Okay. Okay, let's hear it, Jonathan.
This,
Yes.
this,
Yes, beautiful.
this. Mary, it should sound like the nasal voice. It should get a little bit nasal.
It's not really nasal unless you speak nasally to begin with. The nasal consonants are M and N. And air, what you can tell, the nasal consonants, air doesn't come out of your mouth anymore. Air comes out of your nose. So this is not a nasal consonant, but if you have a nasal voice, there are many people who speak with this is a nasal voice. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you see the difference in how I speak?
Yeah.
Now I'm sending out air through my nose. Instead of air coming out of my mouth, it's all coming out of my nose, and it sounds very nasal.
Yeah.
And I say the same things with air coming out of my mouth. Now it's not nasal. Can you hear the difference? Yes?
Yes.
The difference? Okay. Everybody hear the difference? Okay. Olena, how is that working for you when you try to say this and these?
This,
Good.
this,
Yes, good. This and these. This and yes.
this, and this.
Yes. And we're going to work on the I and the E sound. The I and the E are very, very hard for non-native speakers of English to hear the difference. But that's crucial when you're learning to speak English because you can make extremely funny mistakes. If you say, for example, I beat my child. When my child is doing something bad, I beat him. Versus, I bit my child. I bit my child. That means you used your teeth and you took a bite out of your child. So that really, yeah, it really makes a difference. Those small sounds make a big difference. And those small sounds, I would like you to write this down. I will put it in the chat box here because this is something you can do on the internet for yourself. It's called minimal pairs. minimal pairs means pairs of words where there is a minimal difference between the sounds of the words, where the word is identical in sound, doesn't have to be identical in spelling, but it has to be identical in sound, except for one sound, and it's usually the vowel, such as, look at this, bit, beat. Bit, beat. The only thing that's different is the middle sound, and that is either I or E. And then you have hit and heat, the same thing.
Hit, heat.
Hit, heat.
Hit, heat.
If you say, every morning, I heat my coffee. That's not the same thing as every morning, I hit my coffee. You hear the difference? Every morning I hit my coffee, or every morning I heat my coffee. So what are you going to do to distinguish between those two sounds? We talked a little bit about this during the last session, and that is you have to use your mouth differently. When you say heat, if you can feel your tongue when you say the word heat, your teeth, your top teeth are resting on the sides of your tongue. Try it yourself. Heat.
Heat.
Heat. Heat.
Your top teeth are touching your tongue. Can you feel that?
Heat. Heat. Heat.
Can you feel your teeth on your tongue? That's what I'm asking you. Who can feel their teeth on their tongue? Olena.
Hit.
Olena.
I did.
Heat. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not interested in how you're pronouncing the whole word. I'm really interested in how you feel the inside of your mouth when you say that word. Can you feel your teeth touching your tongue, your upper teeth touching your tongue when you say E, E, E? Try E. Can you feel your teeth touching your tongue?
Yeah.
Okay, because here's what I want you to do. Jonathan, can you feel it? E.
Yeah, I can.
Teeth touching your tongue. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to say E as an extended sound, and then drop your jaw so that your teeth are no longer touching your tongue. I'll show you. Oh, this is terrible light. Is this better? This is like being like an inquisition. Okay, so if you go E, 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 E.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you drop your jaw, you cannot make that E sound anymore, right? Try it. Try saying E, E, and then loosening your jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was right.
And you see what happens? If you say E and you drop your jaw, you cannot say E anymore. You will go through different sounds as your jaw drops. You will go through the sound I, and then you will hit the sound ah. That's what happens. You go yeah as you drop your jaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the it sound is the first sound that you come to when you drop your jaw a little bit. You say he, he, If you drop your jaw, look at my mouth. He, 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 he. He, there you go. Okay.
Wow.
Drop your jaw less. Your jaw just a little tiny bit. E,
How? He,
Jonathan, you've got the S sound. That's fine too. I'm trying to get you to hear the I sound. You're passing the I. It's like a series of sounds as you go from E, dropping your jaw. And one of the sounds is very quick, and it's I. He, I. As soon as you drop your jaw, the sound becomes I.
yeah.
Yeah, you did it. Sandra, you just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He,
Yeah.
The very,
Wow.
Yeah.
very
That's
first
right.
sound that you pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
The very first sound you pass as you drop your jaw.
had,
Yeah.
he,
Yeah. Listen,
bread.
everybody listen just once. I'm going to consciously change the sound. I'm not going to allow my voice to just do it. I'm going to show you the steps that happens. Ready? He. Now listen for the it. It comes right after he. He. As soon as I drop my jaw a little, I get the is sound. That's the difference between e and I, between heat and hit, or beat and bit.
Wow. Mm,
Who is that just said? Hayan, that was really good what you just did. Say it again.
Thank
Say
you.
it out louder.
The
Beat.
beat and bit,
Yes.
beat and bit.
Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Couldn't be better.
Thank you.
So you should be heat, hit, beat, bit. So, and this is why something like limericks are really good, because they get those sounds together. You learn them together, and
Hit.
you can practice them all in one place.
Bread.
Okay, so
Wow.
Elena, let's hear you do heat and hit, beat and bit. Try it.
Beat, beat,
Yep.
beat.
Yes, good. You dropped your jaw just a little bit and you came out with bit. Beat, bit. Beat.
Beat, beat.
Yes, beautiful. And notice that when you say E, the corners of your mouth go wide. E, E. That doesn't happen with bit. Eat, it. Eat,
Beat, beat, beat,
bit.
beat.
Yes, that's it. That's
Bit.
it. Beat,
Beat.
bit. Beat,
Bit.
bit. And you have an advantage.
Bit.
Do you have the sound in Ukrainian? Do you have the hard E sound that Russians have, the sound?
Yeah,
You
we
have
have
that.
this.
You can use that. You can use that
Bit.
sound to produce it for bit, because it's the same area of your throat. Other languages don't have that, so you have that advantage.
But it's too hard. If I say bit, it's will be our bit.
No, you don't.
No, it sounds good. They
I'm
can.
not
It's
saying,
good.
I'm not saying you should use your E.
But start from that.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of what happens inside your mouth. The E, you cannot say the hard E and the soft E at the same time in Russian or Ukrainian. You can't do it. And you can't do it because your mouth has to be in a different position. That's all I'm telling you. So this is all, pronunciation is all about muscles. It's all about muscles and mouth positions. It's not about trying to repeat what you hear. It's trying to see what the other person's mouth is doing and make your mouth do the same thing. That's hard. It's hard because you're not used to that. You're used to going, I heat my dog. And everybody knows what you mean when you say I heat my dog, but to me it sounds like you're cooking your dog. You know, you don't want to heat your dog. If you're going to hit, you don't want to hit. I heat my child. I heat my child. I'm going to you do not want to do that. Okay. So what other sounds do we have? TH. Okay, Spanish speakers. Where are you? Olga Lucia. Is that how you say your name? Lucia?
Olga Lucia.
Lucia?
Olga Lucia.
Olga Lucia. Okay. So, and you speak Spanish?
Yes.
Yes. So, or I would say if I were trying to sound like a Spanish person or Spanish speaking person speaking English, I would say, are you ready for this? I speak Spanish, but I am learning English. I speak Spanish. Why am I saying I speak Spanish? Why am I doing that?
I don't understand what.
Okay, what I'm doing is Pretend I'm from Peru, let's say. I grew up in Peru. So now I'm in the United States and I say to you in English, but I'm a Spanish speaker by background. I say to you in English, I speak Spanish, but I'm trying to learn English. Why am I making that mistake? I speak Spanish. Why am I doing that?
I speak Spanish.
No, you just did it.
I speak Spanish, but I'm trying to learn English.
Yeah. But you say I speak Spanish because in your language does not permit a consonant like S and P. In your language, you cannot say SP. You have to soften it with a vowel. You have to say, when you bring your language into English, you end up saying, I speak Spanish, because that's what your language teaches you to do with consonants that are at the beginning of a word. In English, we don't have that soft sound. We don't have that speak Spanish. We say, I speak Spanish. And that sounds very strange to Spanish speakers. It sounds like there's something missing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It sounds like there's something missing. If I say, I speak Spanish, where's the S sound? It should be, I speak Spanish. That sounds better to you because that is how those are the rules of your language. And we all work with the rules of our own language. And so when you come to learn English, you have to learn how to break the rules of your own language. So what I do to help people say speak and Spanish is I have you say, I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish. You want to say, I speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
You did it for speak. Perfect. You want to do the same thing for Spanish. I speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
Perfect. You got it. You got it. So to learn how to say that in normal conversation, it takes practice. And what you need to do to practice is you need to make the S very long. Instead of saying, I speak Spanish, say, I speak Spanish. If you make the S very long, that will eliminate that little vowel sound, I speak Spanish. You can't say I speak if you're making the S. So you say, I speak Spanish. Any other Spanish speakers? Marcela Hernandez, are you a Spanish speaker too?
Yes, I'm from Colombia.
You're from Colombia. Can you do the same thing? I speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
You still got that S sound there. You said I speak. You want to say I
speak.
No, don't say the word. Just say this. Ice. Yes. Ice. Ice. Ice.
Speak Spanish.
I speak. Now
speak Spanish.
Spanish.
You're still adding in that You're saying I speak. I don't want you to change your mouth. You're doing I speak, and I want you to do I speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
There you go. That's it.
Spanish.
I speak Spanish. Make the S so long that you run out of breath, and then you say peak. I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish. Can you say, I like ice?
I speak Spanish.
I like ice.
There you go. Ice. And then peak. I like ice, speak.
I like speak.
I like ice, speak.
I like speak.
I'm just giving you an exercise. I'm not giving you a recording a sentence that's making sense. I'm just giving you an exercise. So if you say, I like ice. I like ice.
I like ice.
Good. Can you say, I like ice, please?
I like ice, please.
There you go. Ice, please. That's the sound. I speak.
I speak.
Yep, you got it. Now you got it with no S sound. Can everybody hear how the S sound disappears when she does that? So it's a matter of using the muscle memory that you already have to eliminate the sounds that you want to remove. So if you say, I like ice, please, you have ice, and you can say, I speak. Same sound. Can all Spanish speakers that are here, can you all do the same thing? I speak.
I speak Spanish.
You said Spanish, so we want to go, I speak
Uh,
Spanish.
I speak Spanish.
Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can everybody hear that? You hear the difference?
I speak Spanish.
Perfect. No error at all. And don't get me wrong, if you say I speak Spanish, everybody's going to understand you. There's not going to be any problem understanding. But if you want to clean up your pronunciation from those little pieces that you're importing from your own language, that's one way to do it, is get rid of the S sound in front of words. And it's the same thing when is Spanish word for special is especial? Is that right?
Yes.
Especial, yeah.
If you say very special, would you say muy especial?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Muy especial. So an American speaker might say muy especial. They're leaving out the e. Why? Because in their language, special doesn't start with e. It just starts with sp. So when they speak Spanish, they say muy especial. They make the mistake in reverse. They make the mistake in reverse. So again, don't worry when you're out and about. People will understand you exactly the way you speak now. But if you're in this workshop, you're probably here to learn ways to change the small things that you're doing so that your English is cleaner, so to speak. So it doesn't have all those little extra pieces in it. Who else wants to work on a sound? Anybody, any sound, anybody?
May I show my speech?
I'm sorry?
May I show my homework, my speech?
Oh, I would love to hear it, yes.
It's a famous speech of Gloria Steinem about feminism.
Gloria Steinem.
Yep, Gloria Steinem.
Steinem. Steinem.
Steinem.
Steinem.
Yeah, there is, I think there's somebody named Rudolph Steiner. Am I getting that right? And there's Gloria Steinem. Her name.
Gloria Steinem.
Yes. So let's hear Gloria Steinem's speech about feminism. Yes.
Yep. This is not a simple reform. It really is a revolution. Sex and race, because they are easy, visible differences, have been the primary ways of organization of human beings into superior and inferior groups and into the cheap labor and on which this system still depends.
Wow.
We are talking.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We are talking about a society in which there will be no roles other than those chosen or those earned. We are really talking about humanism.
Excellent. Very, very good. So what sounds would you like to work on?
I have problem with the rhythm. How did you mention the previous class? For example, for me, it's really hard to say have been the primary ways of organizing human beings.
But you're saying it.
It's like more bad articulation as for me.
It's hard, yeah. I can hear a sound that you probably can do according to what we just spoke about, and that is you sound, when you're speaking, you sound like you're saying, instead of I was, you're saying I was.
It was.
I was. And it's the same thing we talk about, ooh, ooh, You want to say I was. I was. Disappeared. Where have you gone? I was. There we go. I was. Let me do speaker view. Oh, it is speaker view. For some reason, I'm saying Sandra up close, and I can't see Galina up close. Galina, what country are you from again?
I'm from Ukraine.
Ukraine. Okay. So, I was.
I was.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Can you say a couple of lines that you memorized again? I want to hear it one more time.
This is no a simple reform. It really is a revolution. Sex and race, because their easy visible differences have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into
Okay, stop. You got it. You got it. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to do it one more time, but very, very slowly. Instead of trying to do it at the same speed that you learned it, do it very slowly. Go ahead.
This is now a simple reform. It really is a revolution. Sex and race, because their easy visible differences have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into superior and inferior groups and into the cheap labor on which this system still depends.
Okay, and it's really good. I'm amazed that you're doing it that well.
Thank you.
And you're having trouble with the stress, where to put the stress?
Stress and like rhythm. For example, to say a phrase like have been the primary ways. So this to put together have been like one word. So I have the big difference between me and Gloria Steinem.
But that's okay. Here's the thing. Do you write down the text? Did you write it down?
Yeah. I wrote it down and put like different lines of the phrase when the breath is taken.
Good. Then just practice that, because that's really what it requires. Just put stop marks where you want to stop, where Gloria Steinem stops. I think what you're doing is excellent. And I think also if you could learn limericks as well, that will help you, because limericks are a forced rhythm. They will only let you, if you're pronouncing correctly with the limerick, you can only use one rhythm, and it's always the same. And it's the one we talked about, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. It's always the same.
That's why I consider the speech, because limerick, the poems, for me, it's much easier because the rhythm is already organized by syllabus, by the poet.
You're absolutely right. It's pre-organized, but it's a good way to get certain phrases into your head. I think what you're doing with Gloria Steinem is an excellent way to do it too, but it's much harder because you have to mark where Gloria Steinem stops and starts. If you can do that, you'll learn the rhythm.
Okay.
And if you pay attention, this is another thing. When my students, I used to teach at a Korean school. I taught at a Korean school for about 11 years. And my students, when they would read, they didn't know how to put punctuation in the text with their voice. When you read, you are putting punctuation in with your voice. And that's one thing that will help you tremendously. If you can read by putting a comma in with your voice, put a period in with your voice. Let me see.
Understand.
Let me see if I can find some text. Here we go. Be sensitive about how strange it feels to move your mouth, tongue, and jaw. Can you feel what I'm doing with the phrasing? I'm putting air in between the phrases. And also, when I see a comma, I'm letting my voice go up. So I'm saying, be sensitive about how strange it feels to move your mouth, comma, tongue, comma, and jaw in unfamiliar ways, and how foolish you may feel when trying to make unfamiliar sounds. I think if you pause, what you need to do when you're practicing your Gloria Steinem speech, wherever she pauses, double the time that she pauses. So you take twice as long as she takes. If you try to do it like her, you will fall into the error of putting everything together. But if you exaggerate the pauses, you will get the rhythm. And I used to just say to my students when they would read, I had no idea what they were reading. And I would say, put in the punctuation with your voice. Use your voice to tell me when there's a comma, when there's a space, when there's a period. You do it with your voice. There's one commercial on public radio right now that drives me crazy because the woman who does the commercial does not know how to put punctuation in with her voice. It's a commercial for insurance. And she says, we also insure motorcycles, boats, RVs.
Geico? Is that Geico?
You say, we also insure motorcycles. She's putting a period in with her voice. If she says, we also insure motorcycles, you hear how the voice drops? When the voice drops like that, it's the end of a sentence. That's what, in English, that's what we do with our voices when we end a sentence. The end a sentence, end a sentence. The voice drops, but she doesn't. She says, we also insure motorcycles. Doesn't let you know that there are other vehicles coming. She should say, we also insure motorcycles, vans, and RVs. And then your voice drops. You hear the difference? So all those things, this is why the internet is just so wonderful, because you can go to YouTube and look at anybody doing a speech and do exactly what Galina did. Take a little piece of that speech and write it down, maybe just a few sentences, and then mark every pause you hear, but then exaggerate it when you read it back, exaggerate it. I know how that feels because I'm trying to learn some Italian text right now, and there isn't any punctuation in it. There's just a period at the end of a sentence. So I don't know where the phrases break up. I don't know. So I have to get an Italian speaker to read it back to me so then I can mark where I need to pause. But it's very hard when you're learning another language. It's very hard to learn the phrasing that you're talking about. And Galina, I think you're doing a fantastic job to go and listen to Gloria Steinem and be able to read it back. Like, that's amazing to me. That's really amazing. So good for you, brava.
Thank you.
Okay, any other sounds, Galina?
Of course, it's W. I know that I made this mistake. And of course, it's TH. I know that I should put it between the teeth and blow out from my mouth. But when I try to do it in a fast manner, of course, I forget about this and I have like the.
And that's exactly why I said slow down, slow way, way down. You will get very good very quickly if you speak very slowly, believe it or not, because what you're doing when you're speaking slowly is you're teaching your mouth what muscles you need to use to make the sounds. If you try to go fast in the beginning, it's very similar to gymnastics. You cannot just go in and learn how to play golf by picking up a club and doing that. You can't do it. There are special movements that are required to hit a golf ball, and you have to learn to bring your arms up exactly the right way and then to bring the club down exactly the right way. You don't learn it by doing it fast. You learn it by doing it very, very slowly in the beginning. Same thing with a dance step. You don't learn the waltz by getting out on the dance floor and moving your feet quickly. You can't. You learn it very, very slowly and very carefully. And you will not even have to tell yourself to do it faster, because as you get more fluent with it, with dance or with language, you will automatically get faster. It will happen all by itself. So the thing you have to do now is just remind yourself, speak slowly, speak slowly, speak slowly. My Russian gets worse and worse the faster I speak.
Your Russian is just great. And I found their song for your poem of Pasternak. I just sent you via chat. Just listen, it's really beautiful. It's the music and the poem which you read the previous time.
Last class. Yeah.
I don't remember which one I did, but I know quite a few Russian poems.
Свеча горела. You read Свеча горела на столе, свеча горела.
Да, мело, мело по всей земле, во все пределы, свеча горела на столе, свеча горела. Yeah. They put a lot of these to music. But they were originally poetry written by Pasternak.
Yep. I have one more question. I like music, I like songs, and I like to listen and sing the American songs. Do you think, does it work really like the poems also for linguistic, I mean for pronunciation and the rhythm, or it's not really helpful?
It depends on you. It depends on you. For me, music is not helpful. And you would think it would be very helpful because I have a musical ear. But I cannot listen to songs and learn language. I have to learn, unless it's very, very slow. Mostly the songs I listen to have language that is way too fast for me. But for example, I learned many, many years ago, I learned a little Italian lullaby. And it was so slow that I remember the words to this day. Dormi non piangere, Gesù bambino. Dormi non piangere, Gesù bambino. So you could learn like that if it's that slow, but that's like a nursery rhyme. If you listen to popular music, it's going to be very fast and the pronunciation will not be the same as speaking.
Yeah.
They will cut off endings. That's just what people do when they sing. But if you find the right kind of song, it could work for you. So I would never say don't do it. I would say find what works for you.
I listen jazz and classic jazz, so they have very good pronunciation. But my question was about like my singing. You see, it's not the same like speech. It's not the same rhythm.
That's right. That's exactly right. Exactly
Even
right.
it's not in poem. And in the songs, the rhythm is completely different. So it's not really helpful, as I understand.
Well, and that has to work for you. That has to work for you. I can tell you for me, what helps me in memorizing poetry is not that you say it the same as just a regular sentence. You don't, especially if it rhymes. You read it in a certain way. But many phrases within poems are read exactly the same as they're spoken. For example, that's just a phrase in the middle of a Russian poem. But I have that in my mind now from the poem. And it's read as it's spoken. So that helps me. It might also help you. You have to experiment a little bit. But for you, I think the biggest tip I can give you is if you can slow down, way, way down, you will immediately improve. Because I can see that you're doing all the right things with your mouth, but you're doing them so fast that you're losing the edges, so to speak.
Okay.
And if you slow down, you will improve very fast. And you don't ever have to speed up because that will happen automatically. You don't have to think about talking faster. You don't have to think, oh, I'm going to the grocery store today. I should speak faster. So no, don't do it. Go to the grocery clerk and say the same way you're saying at home. Say, do you have any apples? That's fine. That is fine. Half the time, the grocery clerk doesn't speak English anyway. So the slower you speak, the easier it will be for them to understand you. Hayan, I didn't hear what you said. I think you just said something.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Who was it? I thought maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Okay, anybody else? Let's work with whatever sounds you want to work with. Jonathan, do you have any sounds yourself that you'd like to work with?
Any sound? No. What do?
I do.
Okay. No, I want to make sure everybody understands. So, okay, go ahead, Sandra. You have a sound too?
Yeah, I usually have problems when double S is at the end of a word, or when the S like a plurals in some, like for example, task in singular. But when I try to say it in plural, tasks, I had problems.
That was beautiful. You just did. I'm laughing because I want to say you and the rest of the American population. Many can't pronounce tasks. They can't. And then also they can't say specific either. They cannot say the word specific. Listen to Americans try to say specific. They usually say Pacific. I wanted to tell you about one Pacific thing, they'll say. It's not Pacific, it's specific. But that's a very, those are called consonant clusters.
Specific.
You're doing very well, Sandra. You may feel you have a problem, but I don't hear it yet.
Oh no, but especially with in the name of my company, it's Fuss and O'Neill. So when I try to say Fuss, it's Fuss.
No, not Fuss. It's Fuss.
Okay. So I have problems with that word. I like
Okay, stop. I want to point out something else I just heard. I wanted to go over this today anyway, but since you're a Spanish speaker, you, as a Spanish speaker, will always have to focus on two consonants in the middle of a word. And you just did it. You just did, I have a problem. You said, I have a problem.
Okay.
You're missing the B. Because in Spanish, you're not allowed to have two consonants together in the middle of a word. In your language, it's not allowed to do that. So now when you try to speak English and you see two consonants, your instinct is to just eliminate one of them. We talked a little bit about this last time. So Spanish speakers will typically say, I have a problem. Just the same thing. The example I used last time was prescription. I need to pick up my prescription. They just leave out the P. Prescription. Problem.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Problem. Yeah. I have actually, I made up a list of words. These are so common that I wrote a list of them somewhere. I don't know if I printed them out or not. No, I wrote out a list. I probably sent it to myself in email. Yeah, problem. Let me look at my email and see. Here we go. I found it. I'm going to cut and paste this. What are we listening to? Okay, here we go. Copy. I'm going to put this in the chat window. You ready? My tech skills are terrible. I told you so. Let's see. Chat. Where's the chat window? Okay, I'm going to give you a list. Look at this. Here is a list of words that have consonants in the middle that many English speakers, many language learners tend to skip, like presumption, resumption, prescription, reduction.
Excuse me, Mary.
Yes.
We can see the list on the chat room.
You cannot see it?
No.
No. It's not on the it's not in the chat room.
I just pasted it in the chat. I wonder what happened to it. Let me see.
Looks like you sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I don't know how I did that. Let me see. Okay, close pop out. Save chat. File. I don't know how I sent it to you.
You should choose to send to everyone.
But where do I choose to send to everyone?
I think it's on the bottom. It's on the bottom. You should see a
To
an option.
everyone.
Send to everyone instead of private chat.
In my chat window, I didn't click on any name, but my chat, I can see it. It says to Alina Danyuk.
Oh, now we can see it.
I got it.
We can see it.
Yeah.
Now we can see it.
Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Alina, for some reason, I'm still sending only to you. I don't know how that happened, and I don't know how to fix it. So anyway, okay. So
you see the blue button, and you see Galina Danyuk, and a small arrow.
Thank you. I got it. Thank you. I see exact. Thank you for the help. That's what I needed. So now it's to everyone. I'll type hello.
Yeah.
Everybody see that? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I didn't realize.
Yes.
So there are all the words. Just a list that I thought of this afternoon. I was just thinking, what words are hard for people to say because of the consonants in the middle? So you have presumption, resumption, prescription, reduction, exemption, empty, attempting, contempt, impatient. Typically what Spanish speakers will do here with the words that start with IM, they will pronounce them as if it's IN, and they'll say impatient, impatient. Your lips have to touch each other with all these words. Your lips have to go impatient, impulsive, presumption. Your lips, we used to call this lipstick in my class in Westchester. I could say, imagine you're blotting lipstick. So presumption, presumption. Donata, what are you reading?
No, sorry, I was reading the impossible it should give me like I should take like there's supposed to be like a M, a full M, or it should, because when I say that sounds more like I'm saying like a N, you know, like N navy, you know, like a N possible.
Give me
That's how it sounds for me, you know, when I say impossible.
impossible is a full
Yeah, and I say
M. Impossible.
impossible.
Yes, impossible. You can't impossible. I see what you're saying. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
between,
because it does not sound like a close M, you know, like a M N, you know, like a N possible, you know.
I hear you. And
I mean, it sounds more like a impossible.
I understand. That's a good
Yeah.
observation.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that what happens in the word when you have an M and a P together, it will always work that way because you use the same muscles to make the M or the P. So when you're saying impossible, you don't have to say the N sound. You're not gonna make any difference in the sound whether you say N or M there because you're gonna bring your lips together.
Got it.
Impossible. Okay. But
okay, Mary. I remember one word that I have the song that I always get in trouble. You know, fan and fun, fun and fan. You know, like having fun or like the ventilator. You know, fan and fun. This is something that I never know what I'm actually talking. You know, sometimes the people just ask me, "What are you talking about? You're talking about the fan or having fun?" You know, and this is something I never understand actually. You know, how should I pronounce?
Let's work on that briefly. Okay, ready? I want you to say, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There, you got it. The is the sound you want in fun. Very short. Fun. Uh-oh.
Fun.
Yep, you got it. That's it. What you're doing, the way you're pronouncing it is you're making it so long, and the fan sound is a longer sound because you open your mouth more. Fan, fan. Watch my mouth. Fan, fun. Fan, fun. Fan, fun.
Fan, fun.
Yeah,
fan,
you got it.
Fun.
You got it. That's it. We have
fan,
fun.
Fan,
yep.
Fun. Fan,
yep.
Fun.
That's right. We have a lot of fun. Fun. Say we're having a lot of fun.
We're having a lot of fun.
Fun. I see. You're making it more and you want to make it more fun.
We're having more. We are having a lot of fun.
Yes,
fun.
That's fun. Fun. A lot of fun.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yep, you got it. It's not fan anymore. You got it. That's perfect. Okay. Anybody else? We're coming to the end of our hour. I don't want to leave anybody out who wants to practice something. Denise, can you think of anything that I should have covered or?
No, I thought it was great, Mary. I learned a lot. Thank you.
No, but
it was great.
You might want to add something or.
No.
Okay.
No, I was just wondering, when are you going to do, you know, that list with the letters that you sent us? Are we going to refer to that?
Yes, I want to send that. I want to send it to Tammy and ask her to email it to everybody.
Oh,
I don't
great.
have anybody.
Okay.
We already have it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, I have it so small. You did it well. Okay.
I didn't print it out, but if she sends a PDF, I don't have your email addresses, so I can't send you anything.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to send me your email address, let me give you my email address and please send me yours and I will put you on a list to send things out.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mary.
First and last name.
Thank you.
And then the number 64. And now, if we have another session coming up next month and you want to work on specific sounds, send me examples.
Okay.
Email showing me what you want to work on. But here's my email coming up.
Okay. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
Can everybody see my email?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I can.
Take a screenshot or something? Okay. Good. Okay, so send me something you want to work on or ideas you have, anything at all, and I will send you a PDF of that file so you can print it out. I don't know why Tammy didn't send it the first time as a PDF. I think she had
Yeah.
reason in mind. She wanted to do it so that you didn't have to print it out, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I have a terrible memory.
Okay,
so
but that's great.
I can send you the PDF so that you have it in your machine or as a print. It's good if you have it, you can print it out because then you can make notes on it. So,
Exactly. Thank you.
okay.
The hour went by too, Mary.
I'm sorry, didn't hear
Thank
that.
you for
I said,
that. It was helpful, really helpful.
Good. I expect you guys to feel free to interrupt me or add to what I'm saying or ask me questions at any time because we don't have a curriculum the way we do in a regular course. My curriculum is you. It's whatever you want to work on. That's all I'm here for. So any sound you want to work on, I will help you with the best ability. You just have to let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
everybody.
guys.
happy
Take
holidays.
care.
Have a
Take
lot of
care.
fun. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.